As the first sunlight touches the creeks of Sundarbans, the forest slowly wakes up. Local fishermen prepare their small boats, casting their nets carefully into the tidal waters. The golden light reflects off the calm channels, and for a moment, everything feels very peaceful, almost timeless. This is the rhythm of life here. And somewhere within this vast wilderness, wildlife begins its own routine. Before we move further into today's journey, if you haven't watched the first episode, this would be a perfect moment to catch up. Episode 1 had some incredible encounters and it sets stage for everything you're about to see next. For me, that place has always been the Sundarbans. No matter how many times I return, my love for this mystical mangrove wilderness only grows deeper. Out here, the weather is even more unpredictable than the sightings themselves. Sundarbans, the very next moment can change everything. This time in the form of a king cobra, my closest encounter with the true king of snakes. A silent message whom only wildlifers could understand in panic. Phuleswari was resting on the far side of the same island, and this time she wasn't alone. Hidden close to her were a tiny cubs, living behind a moment that was truly worth a lifetime. We continued moving slowly through the narrow channels. After hours in the forest, you get used to long stretches where nothing much happens. This part of this place, you wait, you observe, and you keep going. Then suddenly, there was a small movement along the river. The tiger family was crossing a vast creek from where we had last seen them. As soon as they appeared on the bank right in front of us, the tigress came first and the cubs followed her carefully through the mud. We simply watched them in silence and admired the moment in complete awe. Encounters like this are rare, and seeing the family together again like that was truly something special. Within moments, they melted back into the forest like ghosts. One by one, they disappeared into the mangroves until there was nothing left to see. But now, the waiting game began. From our past experience in this forest, we were almost sure this wasn't the last sighting. Very often, when a tiger family moves like this, they reappear somewhere along the creek again. So we stayed where we were, patient and hopeful, knowing there was still a good chance we might see them once more. There are places on earth where the time does not move the way it does in cities. I don't enter the wild just to film animals. I enter with humility, with a quiet prayer in my heart. What you see on this page is not just wildlife footage. It is hours of stillness, moments of surrender, and the privilege of witnessing life on its own terms. Subscribe and walk beside me quietly into the wild. Although we believed we might see them again, but in the wild, nothing can ever be guaranteed. Animals move entirely on their own will, And in the Sundarbans, their movement is often closely linked with the tides. Hours passed, nearly 4 hours had gone by, and there was no sign of the feline family. Our guide Biswajit, drawing his years of experience in this forest, tried to read the situation. He studied the creeks, the direction of the tide, and then asked the boatman to slowly move towards another spot where he felt the tigress might appear. We followed his instinct and waited again. And there she was, right in the middle of the river, crossing slowly, but she kept looking back. Then and now, again and again, it was clear she was searching for something. Then, almost as if reconsidering, she turned around in the water and began moving back. Slowly, she swam halfway across and returned to the same bank from where she had first entered the river, clearly trying to reconnect with something. A few moments later, she peeped out again from the forest edge. Watching the river carefully, it felt as if she was waiting for the right moment. She had to make the crossing before the sunset. She has to safeguard her cubs. They are everything to her. Till now, we hadn't seen the cubs again, but they had to be somewhere nearby, hidden within the thick mangroves along the bank. Young cubs rarely move too far from their mother in a place like this. Most likely, they had slipped back into the cover of the forest when the boats gathered around. And again, with steady strokes, she began crossing the river again, moving through the current with complete focus, occasionally looking back towards the bank she had just left. And then we realized her cubs had stepped into the water, trying to follow their mother's path, but they hesitated. Too many tourist boats had gathered around the area, all trying to get a glimpse. The sudden activity seemed to make them nervous. The cubs turned back. Phuleswari stopped in the middle of the river suddenly. She waited there, looking behind her. The cubs could not cross on that attempt. For a few moments, she stood there, almost unsure. She raised her head and tail, making small signals, sometimes even looking towards the boats. Throughout the sighting, we made sure to keep a safe distance and did not move closer. After waiting for some time, she finally continued and crossed to the other side. Even after reaching the bank, she looked back again. It was a difficult moment to watch. She looked helpless. At that moment, I felt a deep sense of discomfort. Watching her struggle to cross with her cubs, I couldn't help but feel a little selfish about our presence there. All of us in boats, cameras ready, trying to capture a moment. This is their home, this is their life, and sometimes it makes me wonder, are we disturbing a family's struggle in the wild just for a few photos and videos? After some time, Phuleswari stepped out again onto the bank. This time, she didn't enter the water. She simply sat there at the edge of the mangroves, looking around the river. She looked restless, almost unsure, and kept calling for her cubs. Her attention kept shifting from here and there, waiting for them to respond. The bond between a mother and her children is the same everywhere in the natural world. A tigress and her cubs are no different. With that instinct and urgency, she finally decided to cross back to the bank where her cubs had been left, vulnerable and unprotected. Watching her struggle like that felt heavy. All that effort, all that hesitation, largely because of the human presence in between. Life for a tiger in the Sundarbans is far more challenging than in most other forests. The tides, the shifting land, the salt water, and constant uncertainty makes survival here extremely demanding. We eventually left the place, still watching her powerful, effortless glide through the unforgiving mangrove waters, a true queen of this world. I can only hope that later that evening the family reunited and disappeared safely back into the forest, continuing their life together.
Myself, Soumya Banerjee. So this concept came in my mind in 2017 when I was in South Africa. I saw the lions in Kruger National Park, and after that I was fascinated how important it is to conserve the species of Sundarban. Even due to global warming, Sundarban is decreasing in size and shape, and maybe the last home of the mangrove tigers is perishing. It's a wholesome experience all over, and like other jungles, Sundarban is not that famous. Yes, people are fascinated by Sundarban. Sundarban is not only about tigers, there's a lot about folklore, the culture, the tradition, and a lot of other wildlife.
If you enjoyed this journey, do subscribe to the channel and share the video with your loved ones. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. Until we meet again, it's July.